what you gonna do when the truth comes breaking through.
It's really gonna be hard for me to take more hits than I take it. God forbid, get in front of a jury and have a chance. And so I'm having this emergency call because something has to give.
We need the core theme to be, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong on any front. And you've come to New York to face things head on. If anyone's ever paying any attention to what you've actually been doing, you've handled this with complete honor.
I don't think it's working. I listened. I've been a superb client, as you said. I jumped on the plane. I'm coming to New York, but I'm just running around waiting for a shoe to drop.
We're losing sight of the big picture, man. It's the middle of September and there's still no indictment.
Bro, then you have to have a spokesman. You have to have some sort of comms to constantly be pushing that, Mark. Because you may just be a person that you just may watch CNN. You know what I'm saying? And there's 9 billion people in the world. And 7 billion of them is on Instagram and TikTok. And so you at the wrong place looking to see what the people with the possible jurors are thinking. We have to find somebody that'll work with us, whether they from this country or from another country. It could be somebody that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business of media and propaganda.
When you're a leader in that way, it's admirable until you get to the point where you want to control everyone around you. He got to that point.
It's like Scarface, the movie. I want the world and everything that's in it. But you got everything.
Hey, yo, New York, we did it! Harlem, we did it, Mount Vernon, we did it!
There was a mantra that Sean had. Nobody's gonna be bigger than me.
Sean is the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. We'll never see a Sean in my lifetime again, ever.
It was like the more money he got, the more power he got, the more power he got, the more money he got. And he always felt like money can get him out of everything.
I do feel it's important that we let the public know from the juror standpoint, just kind of how we reached the verdict. It's not everything that the media has put it out to be.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
He's creating a narrative always. He is the best storyteller in hip-hop. He thinks he's Black Superman. I can do what I want.
You can't go on for long in life doing the things that he was doing before something eventually happens. You can't continue to keep hurting people and nothing ever happens. It's just a matter of time.
Brown, what have you, it allows them to get a clearer picture, stretch the defense horizontally faster, right? And it also, conversely, makes the defense think a tick longer, which they clear the picture. Shit, not fucking easy. There's a whole lot of crazy shit going on. You know, when I saw they knocked the bad way going down, yeah. Like, that shit was crazy to me that shit wasn't there, which is a sign to me like, nigga, time to go to the future. Time to go to the future. That was a little building. Prepared for the building that I got ready for you, son. You know what I'm saying? So it was a sign to me like that, but I'm saying that shit there like 2 months ago, right? I'm not tripping. Yeah, they wanted there.
Puff is in this position where he has all this turmoil, but he's not at the point where he's saying where I went wrong. He's saying to himself, how do I get out of this? Maybe I can convince some witnesses that I'm not the guy who I am. Eventually, he's going to get to the point where he's going to ask himself, how did I get myself into this situation?
Listen to me. I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
But Curtis, people know about this very public, long-standing feud that you've had with Sean Combs. So what brought you to this project?
Well,
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching the footage?
that didn't surprise me at all.
How did you go about getting the footage, and do you know the intent of the videographer? Why?
The documentarian hired to film Sean Diddy Combs over the past 2 years has shed light on how Netflix obtained behind-the-scenes footage of Combs in the days leading up to his arrest. Michael Oberle squashed online rumors of there being a fee dispute or contract issue, instead claiming 50 Cent and the director of Sean Combs. The reckoning seemingly wound up with the footage because he hired a freelancer to briefly fill in for him. For over 2 years, we have been working on a project profiling Sean Diddy Combs, Oberle says in a statement provided to Rolling Stone. The footage in question was not released by me or anyone authorized to handle Sean Combs' materials. It was by a third party who covered for me for 3 days while I was out of state. This incident had nothing to do with any fee dispute or contract issue. The actions of the parties involved reflect the lack of integrity every storyteller should uphold. Taking footage intended for our project to advance a narrative that was not our own is both unethical and unacceptable. How Netflix obtained the jaw-dropping footage for the 4-episode documentary has been a dominating theme surrounding the project. Director Alexandria Stapleton and Netflix have been adamant the footage was legally obtained, they said in previous statements. Cameras show Combs at his Park Hyatt hotel room in New York City on Sept. 10, 2020 for just 6 days before he was arrested. The 56-year-old was acquitted of the more serious charges in July, but was sentenced to 50 months in prison after being found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution charges. Though relatively brief, the footage gives an unprecedented look into Combs' inner sanctum. In the process of filming his own potential documentary, Combs instructs his criminal defense attorney Mark Agnifilo to forget about only appearing on CNN to pump out his narrative, but to find somebody that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirtiest, dirty business of media and propaganda to target potential jurors on Instagram and TikTok. He gives pointers to the apparent fill-in videographer, telling them to get cutaway shots of police officers who happen to be on a nearby roof. Combs hugs and smiles with fans at a local Harlem bar, but once back in his SUV, Combs laughs about needing hand sanitizer and wanting to take a hot bath because he's been out in the streets amongst the people. Combs was also seen raging in real time when he learned of former Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money artist Don Richards' sexual harassment lawsuit against him. Declaring the gloves are off, he directed people in his camp, including his adult son Justin, to circulate old clips of Richard praising him in interviews. He also called in a favor from Diddy Dirty Money member Kalena Harper, begging her to release a statement disputing Richard's claims. During pretrial hearings, Southern District of New York prosecutors pointed to Combs' repeated calls and texts to Harper as a form of witness tampering. Harper eventually released a statement. Combs' attorneys denied the accusation. Oberle has worked with Combs since at least 2019. A resident personal photographer for the music mogul, the 36-year-old captured Combs' star-studded 50th birthday at his Los Angeles house, documented him as he recorded 203's The Love album, Off the Grid, and even accompanied Combs' adult sons to court in a show of support when Combs was arraigned on federal sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges on Sept. 17, 2024. Rolling Stone has reached out to the freelance videographer for comment. Combs was seemingly caught off guard that Netflix had obtained the footage, with his team sending a cease and desist letter to Netflix before the documentary aired, calling the project a hit piece, and accusing the streamer of violating copyright laws if they aired the footage. Attorneys for Combs vowed he has not hesitated to take legal action against media entities and others who violate his rights, and he will not hesitate to do so against Netflix, according to a copy of the letter obtained by Rolling Stone. Earlier this year, Combs sued NBC Universal for $100 million over its documentary Diddy: The Making of a Bad Boy. The case is ongoing, however, since the documentary aired, Combs has taken no legal action against Netflix. Director Stapleton has previously maintained she obtained the footage legally and had the necessary rights to include it. "We moved heaven and earth to keep the filmmaker's identity confidential," she said in a statement. "One thing about Sean Combs is that he's always filming himself, and it's been an obsession throughout the decades." We also reached out to Sean Combs' legal team for an interview and comment multiple times, but did not hear back.
Bad boy, what you gonna do when the truth comes breaking through? Bad boy, nowhere left to hide, nowhere fortune, glitter, and gold. A life of luxury, stories untold. But shadows lurk deep in the game. Whispers turn to shouts, calling out names. Bad boy, what you gonna do when the truth comes breaking through? Bad boy, nowhere left to hide.